Joined now by UFC President Dana White, who's currently in Vegas before taking off to Dallas for UFC 211. And Dana, this past weekend, you said you lost your September 16th date for a fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. When's your next target date for that?
I don't have a targeted date for that now. That was the date that we were shooting for, provided we could get the deals done. And, you know, we're not even that far along in the process, so I guess I don't need to worry about the date anymore.
Okay, well, if a date can't be arranged in 2017, do you think there's any chance we see Conor fight in the UFC this year at all?
Yeah, Conor wants to fight. Conor wants to fight Floyd. Conor wants to fight twice this year. So, you know, we'll just have to see how this thing plays out.
Okay, well, a superstar showdown. A lot of people are very excited for that. Now, talking about timelines, last month in Buffalo, you did say we could expect a date for the return of Georges St-Pierre within about a week. Any update on that front?
Nope. Obviously, I was expecting him to fight this summer. That is not the case, so we'll see what happens. I know he recently came out and said he'd like to fight in November. You know, I like Georges St-Pierre. He's a great guy. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Well, to some other Canadian news, the UFC recently announcing UFC 216 would be held in Edmonton. What made you choose Edmonton for this year's lone Canadian pay-per-view?
Well, listen, you know how I feel about Canada. I've said it a million times. Love it up there. Some of the greatest events we've ever held have been in Canada, and it's time for Edmonton.
Time for Edmonton. Love it. Now, looking ahead to this weekend, you have heavyweights in the main event. Stipe Miocic versus Junior Dos Santos. Dos Santos won their first match. That went 5 rounds. You expecting a similar slugfest this time around?
I don't know. It's interesting. You know, Stipe Miocic is a completely different fighter now. Since losing, you know, a close decision to Junior Dos Santos in their first fight, he's gone on and knocked everybody out. He won the world title by knockout and defended it by knockout. I think Stipe Miocic is a completely
boxing match. And I've already said, no problem. Get my fucking money. And when you get my money, then we can box in this boxing match under these set of specific rules that will keep you alive. I'm here. Where's my money? You keep dropping my name and you haven't got the money, then I'm going to show up at your front door. So we'll see. But Floyd does not want a fight. Floyd wants a match under a specific set of rules. I don't need rules.
You win the fight on Saturday, Conor. What's next? Would you focus your attention maybe on Floyd Mayweather? There's rumors out there that he's willing to give up $50 million if you fight.
50 million. Yeah, I told him the price tag on that, so he knows the price tag, so he's got to run around the Showtime offices and gather that money. And then we'll talk.
I'm a two-weight world champion in the biggest organization in free fighting, period. There's no limitations where I come from. Floyd's not ready for this. Much respect to Floyd, he's a solid businessman, what he has been able to do. But as far as real fighting, Floyd don't want none of this. He wants a boxing match. He doesn't want to fight. Tell him to run around Showtime offices. I want the 100 million cash.
Conor McGregor fight. You didn't see it, or?
No. I didn't know Conor was undefeated. But I didn't know that he had a reign in MMA for 20 years and undefeated and was world champion in 5 different weight classes. That's something I didn't know. If you're saying he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, I'm trying to find out. Have you ever made 300 million in one night? Have you ever made 100 million in one night? Never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect. Once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
Conor, what up?
How are you?
Dude, so I got Floyd yesterday, right? He said he didn't see your fight. Do you believe him?
You believe him?
He compared you to an ant.
Because that sounded like Floyd Mayweather. You said you started that rumor yourself. So that sounded like you were looking for a little attention, no?
Well, it's really not a rumor. The fight may happen. You know, we really don't know as of right now. But do I think the fight will happen? Absolutely.
Really? Are we talking a boxing match or an MMA match?
A boxing match, because most fights that Conor McGregor won inside that, you know, inside the octagon, he was a stand-up guy.
What do you tell all the fans about Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor? Because the whole world is breaking the internet.
Oh man, I gotta say, Conor McGregor, he's tough. He's a tough competitor. And most guys that Conor McGregor, you know, every time he go out there and fight, when he kick ass in a stand-up position. So if the fight does happen, which I truly believe is going to be record-breaking, I'm truly blessed way beyond belief. And I can't overlook no one. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a master plan to make that fight happen. It hasn't happened yet, but we locked down some dates.
I don't know if you saw this, but Monday morning you took over the internet. Front page of every newspaper about what you said, that the only fight you're coming back for is McGregor. And at first people were
Conor McGregor?
At first people thought you were joking, but now when they see that it's coming to fruition and may be the real deal, everybody's into it.
We just working. Everything takes time, working. We haven't talked yet, you know, pretty sure we'll get to talking real soon, because I know everyone wants to see this fight before the end of the year.
I hear the boy talking, said he gets 100 million, I get 7 million. That's a pay cut to me. I don't take pay cuts. I thought boxing was where the money was at. 7 million is absolutely laughable. He's talking 100 million. I'm also talking 100 million. I'm 27 years of age, and I'm just about halfway through a $100 million contract. He's getting old now. You know, I have the size, I have the reach, I have the height. I have the youth. He needs me. I don't need him.
Are there any thoughts to a future potential boxing match with Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, of course. Right now I have Floyd running around the Showtime offices gathering my money. That's what he's doing. He's running around the Showtime offices begging for those executives to come up with 100 million cash for me to fight me. So as soon as he gets my money, we can fight.
Conor McGregor's an MMA fighter. He uses your name before his last fight. He's calling your name now. What do you make of that, of another sport, another fighter wanting to fight you?
You know, I try to play the background. That's why when the fighters fight, I don't get in the ring and try to steal a fighter's shine. You know, sometimes the fighter asks me, please come in the ring. And when they ask me to come in the ring, that's when I go. But most of the time I try to stay on the sideline. I had my time to shine, great career. It's time for these other young fighters to shine.
So Floyd, as far as Conor McGregor, what are your thoughts on him now? Because a lot of people are still wondering about you and him, and what are your thoughts on him overall?
Well, tonight, it's about Mayweather Promotions. I tried to make the fight happen between me and Conor McGregor. We wasn't able to make the fight happen, so we must move on.
Press conference and Conor brought your name up. Is that finished now, or do you think it'll ever happen?
Within my company, I'm the boss. I call the shots.
He might be the Floyd Mayweather of UFC, or he took some things from you to be.
I mean, if he did steal my blueprint, I think it's a good thing. He's a hell of a fighter. You know, he can fight, he can box real good. As far as stand-up, he's very good. How are we going to fight? I just don't know.
Floyd wants a...
Conor, my tap out. Conor, did you quit, you little bitch?
Yes, it hurt.
Floyd better hope he don't run into Conor on the street. Let me tell you what, Conor, not only will Conor kick his ass, he'll kick the shit out of every one of his security guards too. So, 100%. 100%. I would love to be there when Floyd tries to slap Conor McGregor.
He is scared shitless. If I decide to just fight him straight up, fuck the UFC, fuck MMA, fuck boxing, fuck sports fighting. Let's just say we fight. It'd be the easiest fight, you know what I'm saying? It'd be the easiest fight ever.
Dana White, I like Dana White. I don't have anything against him. But I can remember Dana White used to hang around me and Jeff Mayweather and carry my bags.
Yes.
I remember Dana White, you know, I remember used to carry my bags. I remember Dana White, I showed you love.
You did.
You had the little Bullenbizer patch I wore on my trunks for you, Dana. I've always been good to you. But then all of a sudden he cut his head bald, and he's such a tough guy. He's such a tough guy.
49-0, never been knocked down, never been knocked out.
I know every single shot he's been hit with. I know every single shot he's been hurt with. I know southpaws have caused him a hell of a lot of trouble. I know everything.
I'm fucking McGregor up too. What punk ass McGregor? I'm gonna slap McGregor. I'm gonna slap the shit out of McGregor when I see him.
That's what he said. He said on his...
I promise you, Floyd, you will never try to walk up and slap Conor McGregor, and you know it too.
I get a phone call. Hey, Conor, you're fighting a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Okay. Hey, Conor, you're fighting a Taekwondo black belt. Okay. Hey, Conor, you're fighting a UFC world champion. Okay. Hey, Conor, you're fighting boxing's pound for pound #1. Okay. It's another day for me. I get a phone call. I get the style of the opponent, the way he fights, and then I prepare to fight him. It's another fucking day for me. So that's it.
Conor McGregor's a bitch!
It starts
sitting in the house. Floyd offers 15 million.
Yes.
Then Dana offers 25 million. I'm sitting in my house watching the millions go up. Like, this is all right. This is all right.
Right.
How are you, buddy? So listen, everyone's talking around the big news. Dana White made an offer. 25 million to you, 25 million to Conor, and a part of the pay-per-view buys.
Ah, you a fucking comedian.
How do you respond to that?
You a fucking comedian.
No deal.
I'm thinking about it. Look at my watch I bought. Look at that Hublot. Get that Hublot. Get that watch. Get that Hublot.
That is a nice watch.
You know how much that is?
That is insane.
You know how much that costs?
How much?
Look it up.
Was that you that got Floyd when he said he's going to slap Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Let me tell you what. You interviewed Floyd, right?
I have.
You had to aim the camera down here, right? Floyd's about this tall, okay? His hands are like peanut brittle. He has to wrap them 1,000,000 times so he doesn't break his hands.
I don't want to talk to Dana White. Remember, Dana White, he was a player, he was a boss, but he was a small boss. You know, the big bosses were the Fertittas.
Yeah.
But then Fertittas choose to sell the UFC, so Dana is just an employee.
Let me tell you what. That fight will happen before Floyd walks up and tries to slap Conor. I promise you that, too. He'll kick his head to another planet, and then he'll murder every one of his security guards.
He says you're not the A side, you're the scared side. Your response to that?
Well, we'll just see. We know I'm the A side. Of course, you know, it shows throughout the years. So many record-breaking numbers that we have done, me and my team. So we'll just see what the future holds. Hopefully, we can make the fight happen.
First of all, Floyd thinks he's so much bigger than Conor. He's wrong. Listen, Floyd's gone undefeated for 20 years. I give him all the credit in the world for doing that. But for him, Conor's been around for 3 or 4 years. For him to think that he's a much bigger star than Conor isn't true. And I'm not gonna pay him way more money than I'm gonna pay my guy.
What would you like for it? Can you give us a number? 100 million, 200 million? What do you think is fair for you? Because he continues to say that he's the A side, right? So you need to kind of come a little lower. What would you like? Tell us your terms.
He's the scared side. Let's be honest. He's not trying to have a real fight. He needs rules to protect him. I don't need rules.